I am live, right? My screen is still showing the thumbnail. Let me refresh it, see what happens.
Main
There's an ad and all right. Everything seems to be in place. It's Tuesday, right? Today was my off day, no kettlebells. Did do some burpees. I did walk 4 miles in the morning, then another mile after lunch, or my big meal actually. It's actually dinner, but it's so early. I'm hesitant to call it dinner, even though it is my dinner. And then another short walk, just 5 minutes or so after my last meal of the day. Hi, Kat. There's a Ayurvedic principle. Ayurvedic is the sister science of yoga, and it deals more with. Let me give you an exact definition of Ayurvedic. Ayurveda is what it's called. Ayurvedic is the practice. It talks about diet. It talks about breath work. It talks about more concerned with health. You know, I don't know if you guys, and by you guys, I mean Kat, because Kat's the only one here, uh, who knows about the doshas. Doshas are the body type, and we are directed to eat. I'm not an expert in Ayurvedic science by far, but I do practice a lot of it. And I have some courses that I haven't taken yet. It's a bit overwhelming, to be honest with you. Ayurveda means the study of life. It takes a natural approach to all aspects of health and well-being. Ayurveda is based on the idea that each person has a certain life force, doshas, and everything in the universe is connected. So you can see how it is the sister science of yoga. Kat, how are you? Still sitting on the porch. Anyway. Hey, Medic. Medic says, I highly recommend breathing. It certainly is better than the alternative. I would imagine you're right. Having never tried the non-breathing for more than... I briefly flirted with the Wim Hof breathing. Going to take a controversial stance here. I don't care for it. I don't think everything needs to be pushed to extremes, and breath work is one of them. I've done holotropic breath work, which is the induction of altered states of consciousness. Okay, Snapping says, nope, been napping. I took a nap today too. I've taken a nap every day since Kat inspired me to take a nap. Do you know Stray Kids? Is that the name of a band? I knew Stray Cats. Well, how come I never sang a Stray Cats song? It's a pretty good band. I used to really like them. They sort of blended this new wave rockabilly together. Oh, it's a K-pop group. I haven't heard of it. I'll be honest. I've had a couple friends come in, would hang out with the chat and the live stream, who were into K-pop, and I was always meaning to listen to something, and never got around to it. So you recommend Stray Kids, huh? Specific song to start with, or just dive in? So Wim Hof. I know I'm talking about Ayurveda, but I also want to talk about Wim Hof and holotropic breathing, which induces that altered states of consciousness. When funding dried up for plant medicine, you know what I'm talking about. They started exploring different ways of inducing those states. Varying degrees of success, but the holotropic breathing does work. However, it's not safe for everyone inducing that. Neither is Wim Hof. Hey, Chef Mary, how are you? Chef Mary says, hi, friends. Hi, friend Mary. Thanks for coming in. You know, not everything, like I was saying, needs to be taken to extreme. Said what Buddha recommended was the middle way, not to be confused with Narjuna's middle way, middle path of Buddhism, of which I am a big, big fan of, by the way. I've read extensively about it. Right after my dad died, I found myself in this mysterious state that Narjuna was talking about. Hard to explain. Should dig up some of my writing from that time if anyone's interested. I will do so. Maybe in the morning if you remind me. Hey, Toy Pups. Jeff Mary says, host. Jeff Mary's number one. Chef Mary says, my new video. Oh, up above. Thank you, Chef Mary. Here's what I'm going to do. Hey, Chef Mary, I always enjoy supporting you. I got you up right now. Watching an ad. And I'm going to let you pretty video play through, and then I'll come back and watch it again with more attention. So I'll let it play through just to get the ad and to get you some watch time. Hit the like button, but then I'll watch it again. You know, to enjoy it. I like your stuff. Hey, legalize anabolics. Are they illegal across the board? Hey, Maddie. Maddie, I heard you say about the usernames. I don't like it either. That's why I went. Mary's Gigs did a video on how to change your handle. So I went and changed it. As you can see, I'm going to type in as you can see. It comes up. Just the Yogi. Cat says, got cat class and I got cat style. What a great song. Hey, Anna. Anna, how are you? Maddie, I appreciate you coming in, especially those long days you put in. Just the fact that you would come in here and say hi instead of being fast asleep tells me everything I need to know about you as a friend and as a person, both of which are impressive to me. Do you know how to do it, Maddie? Change your name? Change your handle? I love your live streams. My cat sneezed again. What's the matter, kitty? Huh? Would it be odd if my cat was allergic to me? What would I do? If my cat was allergic to me, would I have to get myself another home? Again, I love your live streams. You've created, I mentioned this to Kat, I mentioned it to Toy Pups, Daisy May, Chris, and Tandra. You guys just create this a wonderful place that makes you feel like you're sitting with family. I absolutely love it. Anna says, I'm good. Thank you, Yogi. How are you this evening? I'm good, Anna. So I know lots of people love Wim Hof breathing. It caused me a lot of trouble. It was one of the sparks that brought about the anxiety, as well as some breathing issues. Did not agree with me. Some people it might, but it is meant to put you in a stress-induced state. It puts you highly in the sympathetic state, which is that fight or flight, and it puts you pretty high in there. And it can do it for performance, and that's what it's supposed to do. But not everyone should be there. But you buy into, I'm going to say the word hype. Again, it doesn't mean that it's valueless, but you buy into the hype, and everyone wants to do it thinking it's going to heal them, when in fact, it can cause a lot of issues. That's when I started thinking about being a breathwork coach because I knew there was better ways, there was gentler ways. I found the right people who trained me to be a coach, a teacher, because they could do both, that more extreme, but they advocated the gentleness, the gentle path. The way to healing isn't through extremes, it's through gentleness. It's befriending the body, befriending your mind. Everything stems from the mind. Everything. And I says hi to Maddie. And Maddie says, "Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Mr. Yogi." Thank you, Maddie. You you and Chloe really are like family to me. And it says, "I listen again to you reading Rumi poems, Yogi. Thank you so much." You're welcome. I love reading Rumi. I love reading poetry. Any chance I get. I would, if I thought I wouldn't bore you guys to tears, those who put up with me, I would read poetry almost every live stream, my own and otherwise. The other night, I was reading from my cat inspired, not my cat here, Cat and Jack, um, who inspired me to take down my book, Dancing Molecules, um, and read through that. What was it, 2, 3 nights ago? I read quite a few poems. And I'm always happy to do so again, whenever anyone would like, if anyone would like. So tying this all together, back Wim Hof, holotropic breathing, breath work, Ayurvedic science. Ayurveda states that everyone should walk for a minimum of 5 minutes after every meal, every single meal. If you want to balance out your blood sugar level, if you want to reduce stress, if you want to aid digestion, if you want to reduce acid reflux, walk at least 5 minutes. Doesn't have to be fast. You're not going out for a big fitness walk, although you can if you want. You just want to walk. As well, exercise breaks. Not everyone needs to do or wants to do or should do big exercise routines, but if you were to do body weight squats at whatever depth feels comfortable for 10 reps 5 times a day, would go a long way for, I'm not talking about extreme fitness, I'm talking about longevity, health, and mobility. Hey, RW. How are you, my friend? So I think those are things that are underappreciated and undersold. The simplicity of um, well-being, because there are tons and tons of fitness channels. All of them are good. There are all kinds of, you know, extreme body weight, extreme running, ultra running, and I've done them all. I love all of it. Um, but more people, more places, more channels to talk about well-being, beginning with the mind, because everything stems from the mind. RW says, "I'm good today. How about you?" Pretty good today too. And then we move on to the breath. Then we move on to the body. We address the diet. Of course, there's a yogic diet, which is largely uh, vegetarian. And then you go back to the Ayurvedic principles of eating for your body type, 3 doshas. If you want to hear about the doshas, doshas are, everyone has a different life force. Let's bring up doshas. Now, I don't eat for my dosha type. I've taken the test. There's Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, the 3 types of doshas. Apologies. Doshas are 3 vital energies or bio impulses that govern all aspects of physical and mental health. They are Veda, Pitta, and Kapha, each composed of different combinations of the five elements, which are earth, water, fire, and air, and space. Understanding and balancing these doshas is crucial for maintaining health and well-being. Probably should. Medic says, it takes me 5 minutes to walk from my dining room to my kitchen to the house. It's so big. So walking back from the kitchen to the dining room gives you your 5-minute walk. Anna says hi to Medic. He says hi back. How you been, Medic? More importantly, in Ayurvedic, more importantly than eating for the doshas is the gunas, not the Goonies, which is a 1980s movie I actually never saw. Hey, R03. Says hi. Welcome back, my friend. Appreciate you coming in. The gunas are subtle elements. Raja, Tattvas, and Sattvic. I might get the first two confused, but Raja is sloth, slow, and Tapas is heat, fiery, fast. Sattvic is purity. We want to move from wherever we find ourselves in that Raja Tapas Gunas, which is just an energy composition. It's everything in the universe is composed of the three gunas, and the three gunas are comprised of those five elements. But we want to move into a state of purity. That's the entire essence of yoga and the asanas and pranayama, is to move from those lower energetic impulses of the gunas, of the tapas and the rajas, to the purity, including our thoughts, into the sattvic, which is, again, that purity. R3 says, is he talking to the chat? I am talking to the chat. Sort of. I'm just talking. I'm happy to talk about whatever comes up in the chat. Medic says, struggling with the heat wave, but otherwise all good. It's been a brutal summer for you guys, hasn't it? I feel bad for you guys because I know the vast majority don't have air conditioning. I lived in a few houses here in the States that didn't have air conditioning, but both were in Pennsylvania. One was in the mountains, so it would get hot. But generally in the night, it would get a little cool. If you had the window open, it would be okay. Thank you for saying hi, R3. Florida just had a heat wave. How hot did it get for you guys? Probably like 100 and something, right? Depending on which part of Florida, though, if you got the ocean's breeze, not too bad. I wonder when central air conditioning became a thing. So our friend Jessica isn't here. That doesn't mean, though, if anyone wanted to do some breath work, we could do some breath work. R03. How's your day going? Riddick says, yes, I saw that, and fires also. Yeah, in Florida. I think there's fires I know there's parts of Pennsylvania. I know our friend just when Sue was affected by the smoke blowing downwards. A couple years ago, 2 years ago, Canada had some really bad fires, Eastern Canada, and the smoke came down this way. The air quality was horrible. Medic says difficult to sleep with no AC. Yeah, it is. So I don't suspect it's going to get any better with each preceding summer. What's uh, what's Great Britain going to do? Britons are pretty stoic, a pretty stoic bunch. What's the expression? Stiff neck and stiff upper lip, something like that. Hey, Buddha. Buddha says blessings, Yogi, and to all. Blessings to you, Buddha. Buddha, how are you? Anna says hi to Buddha. Medic says it's been so hot, not even my salad was warm. Good thing you weren't having gazpacho. Gazpacho. Which one is it? Which one? It would have been a funnier joke had I said it right. Two, for those who don't know, gazpacho is cold tomato soup. Never mind. Hey, Michael. Michael says, hey there, Yogi. Sorry I'm late. Getting some dinner. What's for dinner, Michael? Buddha is multitasking through many lives. I appreciate being one of them, Buddha. Thank you. Cat says, ooh, the cold tomato soup. I'm not a soup person. I don't know why I tell Cat things. It's only going to keep putting me in a bad light. Not all soup. I don't like eating soup in public. I don't want to inadvertently. I don't want to inadvertently slurp in front of someone. I'm actually surprised that you wouldn't like uh, gazpacho. I wonder if the people accidentally let their tomato soup get cold, and then they tried it and they went, "Huh, let's call it gazpacho," and people will buy it. They'll pay extra for it. The weird thing is, you gotta cook it, so it's regular tomato soup, and then they cool it, and now it becomes something. What do you guys know about gazpacho? First off, how do you say it? Gazpacho, gazpacho. Is it an O or an O? Yeah, you have a real issue with surfing, don't you? With me, Kat says every time I saw that message. Don't think you can hide it. Don't, man. You must think I'm awful slow. I saw that every time you take that big slurp of your first cup of coffee, you think of me. Kat says what I meant to say is every time I start my coffee, I think of you. Gotcha. Okay. Well, in that case, I'm honored. If you were to slurp in my presence, I wouldn't look at you and go, ooh, gross. If you eat some mushy peas in front of me, I'd say, ooh, gross. But not slurping. If you were to slurp your mushy peas, man, is there any worse scenario ever than someone slurping their mushy peas? I think I've just entered into my worst nightmare. I find no escape from it whatsoever. Hey, Dan. Poor man's Jim is here. Michael says, I'm eating homemade chicken and rice soup for my stomach bug. Still not feeling well, Michael? You able to keep everything down? How's the training going, Dan? Hey, Dan, what are you doing on your non-Jace days? You still getting in some bag work, sandbagging stuff? Michael says it's getting better. I'm glad to hear that. So, is there anything special about gazpacho other than being cold tomato soup? Tipper says we made some. We are made by the greatness of our enemies. What if we had no enemies? Michael says it's getting better. I can hold the food down. Good. Took bike out today. Rode about 18 miles. Nice. Have you been doing any rucking or running with the vest? Should break out my vest. I got a rucksack. Started messing with my upper back. But I was also doing a lot of inverted rows and single arm kettlebell stuff. So I think it was the combination of the three. Cypher says it would be just great. We can do that. We can refuse to have enemies. It's basically the lesson Krishna imparts to Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita. What you do on the outer does not have to affect the inner. If you approach everything, one, with peacefulness from within, a peaceful state of mind, and two, everything is surrendered to God. And that's how we transcend karma, according to Karma Yoga and Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. Hey, MT, gazpacho is supposed. Thank you. It's supposed to be eaten, and it is with an O. I was saying gazpacho. Thank you. Supposed to be eaten on a hot day to cool down. You know what, though? The Japanese say the opposite. You drink hot tea to cool down because it makes you sweat, and sweating is the ventilation system of the body. So who's right? Italians or the Chinese? Medic says McDonald's have been doing that for years. So it started hot and for something warm cold. Maybe it was McDonald's. Maybe they should do McGazpacho. Michael says, to my knowledge, the only enemy I had online is now a friend, so I can say I have no enemies. I have no enemies because I refuse to make anyone an enemy. In my ultra running years, I had a nemesis. Volunteer to be my nemesis to help me be a better runner. It's also a childhood friend. MT says I eat ice cream only in winter, so I'm not so sure. Why only in winter? Man, I haven't had ice cream in several years. I used to. Vegan ice cream, Oatly's. If you ever want a good vegan ice cream, yes, I'm circumventing because I know Medic has a comment coming any moment on vegan ice cream. It's actually pretty good. I'm also looking forward to hearing what Medic says about vegan ice cream. Zipper says, my enemies don't even know me. I would say if you truly get to know anyone, get to know someone, then enemies would be an impossibility, right? MT says, I only crave it on cold days. No reason why. No logic why. Yeah, sometimes logic just doesn't fit in, so it doesn't. Heart Matters, we got to get you up to 50 subs. Medic says, is that peacefulness? Peacefulness. Hey, Toy Pups. So, most vegan ice cream I guess you could make it out of peas, right? I hope no one ever does. Um, Oatleys is made out of oats, of course. Medic says my enemies don't know it because we're not told them yet. Oh, there you go. Now you can sneak up on them. MT says I am Heart Matters. Not sure why it's displaying my name. Um, YouTube is doing something funny again. It's supposed to help people connect. I find it off-putting. And I mentioned before, people work really hard on their channel, not work hard, but usually your channel name is inspired. It means something to you. You want it to represent you. So, just my opinion. I hope YouTube does not listen and hold this against me. Um, they should highlight those names, celebrate them. Thank you, Michael. Michael has a new short. Guys, Chef Mary has a video up above if you guys could go visit. And Michael has just dropped a link for a new short. I'm bringing it up now. Spiders and insects. So you can go check out Michael's new short. He's got an awesome night footage, by the way. He named it Bob. It's the same spider that I've been filming. I was going to say that there was another one. Phoenix says cows eat grass, therefore ice cream is vegan. Vegan by proxy, I guess would be the word, right? Zipper says UK medic art of war. It's weird to think of having enemies. Let's see. I'm not Catherine says, can you wish my friend? Um, let's just say Nick. Sure. Happy birthday to Nick. I hope that suffices. Let's see. Heart Matter says I bought some supplies in order to start making content again. Awesome. Hey, Heart Matters, you know we're here to support you. Thank you, Sissy. We're here to support you, whatever you do with your channel. Sissy sends us some happy poop. I think my poor cat has a cold. Michael says apologies for the typos. That's all right, Michael. I'm working on something on my tablet. So I'm typing my phone right now. Gotcha. So, Michael, when does when you start new episodes for your show? Tipper says my first book I read front to back as age 7-year-old, given to me by my grandfather. Much to the distaste of my family, my critical thinking, it started around then. I'm not Catholic says close enough. Well, I hope so. I hope your friend Nick is happy. Sissy says, "Night, I got too much sun. Can definitely tire you out." Good night, Sissy. Have a good night's sleep. And thank you for the happy poop. Sissy says, "Agape Omni love to all, and to you too." So I did mention if anyone does want to do some breath work. And for those who are members of my channel, I have a live stream devoted to the explanation of breath work and how to begin. What I want to do is offer on the channel instructions on how to be your own breathwork coach. I will always offer it here, but what I want is for everyone to have the ability to do it 3 times a day, therapeutically as needed. That's when it becomes life changing. It's a very handy thing to have when you need it, but it's life changing when you do it as a practice daily, 3 times a day. Because then therapeutically, you need it less. Oh, all right. Awesome, Michael. Michael has already started. This was the mid-season of season 1 premiere. Thanks, Michael. For cat colds, some sources suggest herbs like echinacea, uh, calendula, and astragalus. Boy, I butchered that last one for sure. Let's see if I can find those online. Thanks, Cypher. One of the things that I mentioned on my live stream was, hey, it just occurred to me. Kat did the Yogi quadruple, all 4 live streams. Man, it's a lot of yogi time. That tells you what an awesome person Kat is. That she put up with me 4 times today. Actually, 5 times. Advanced breath work is mastering the basics. Going back to the Wim Hof, everyone wants that state inducing type of breath work. Everyone wants the holotropic, the psychedelic, the higher states of consciousness, that deep, deep sense of isness. And they're all good. They all should be experienced. But it's not advanced breath work. It induces a state, but that doesn't mean it changes your life. The same with meditation. You can enter deep, deep states of meditation where literally you are experiencing different realms of consciousness. But if you come back after your meditation and you're an asshole, meditation is not working for you. It has everything to do with the quality of your life, this moment, and how we're living. I knew my meditation was becoming advanced as I found myself being kinder, as I found myself forgiving, having an inability to hold a grudge. Michael, such language, Michael. Dadgum, oversized thumbs, and tiny keyboards. You ever read Even Cowgirls Get the Blues by Tom Robbins? It's about a lady, I believe her name was Sissy too. She had oversized thumbs, but she used them to her advantage as a hitchhiker. Of course, this is written in 1971. It's Tom Robbins' second book. Sniper, you would really enjoy his first book, Another Roadside Attraction, as it has to do with the Shroud of Christ, the lost body of Jesus, the Vatican's investigation. These are novels, by the way. Investigation team. But my favorite, Jitterbug Perfume, of which I have a tattoo inspired of. There it is. Yes, I did just flex. I did just flex right there. Michael says, laughing, I don't really have oversized thumbs, just when typing on the phone. I figured as much. Um, but we're drawn towards overdoing it. That it's not enough to be at peace. We want that um, ultimate state of what we consider enlightenment. We always want the carrot dangling in front of us. We'd rather be a seeker than a beer. Just being. But to seek would be the definition of unhappiness. Hey, baby Saja, fan love, Saja, baby Saja said hi. Appreciate you being here, baby Saja. We're talking about breath work, oversized thumbs, and cold tomato soup. A little bit of philosophy thrown in. Although I'm open for other topics too. And it says, hi to baby Saja. So if you're a baby Saja fan, could you let me know who baby Saja is? I'm a little out of the loop on a whole lot of stuff. Matter says most people love to chase the flashy or the unique. Perfecting the basics is not as motivational. You are absolutely, absolutely right about that. Do you find that in your diving? You ever instruct people in diving and find that everyone's in a rush to get to those big depths? He's a character in KBDH. He acts like a baby. All right. Now you have to tell me what KBDH is. Remember, I'm like way, way, way out of. I'm so far out of the loop. Uh, Even if I had a pair of binoculars, which I do, by the way, I would not be able to see the loop. I would need an astrophysicist nuclear telescope, and I might be able to catch a glimmer of the loop. Michael says, I'm going live in the morning on Mysteries Untold by Michael Burkeen. In the morning, 11:30. That would be 12:30. All right, Michael. I'm going to do my utmost best to be there. What's your favorite horror movies? Can you give us a preview? Don't give anything away. Heartman says, I find that in almost everything: software, spearfishing, sports, art, cooking, everything. Hey, Heartman, do you mind if I ask how old you are? I wonder. I had a good friend of mine who was my workout partner for a long time. He was a professional basketball player. Middle. Never great as a pro. He was a great college player. Brother, an even better college player. Brother was at UNVL in 90 or 91 when they got the ring. Anything from Warlocks to Gremlins. Gotcha. What would be your all-time favorite, though? Heart Matters is 38. So that's a good age because you're old enough. At 38, your childhood, you were pre-cell phone. So, but you're also young enough, you're not removed from these generations. I guess you're a millennial. Um, I'm just wondering, do you think what we were talking about, a recent thing? Anyway, my friend, he was a basketball player when he retired. He's actually a prison guard now. He coaches basketball leagues, does camps for people. And he says he would much rather work with middle school and high school girl basketball players because they're devoted to the sport and the team. They want to win. They don't want to just show people what they have. With boys, everyone wants to learn how to dunk. Everyone wants to learn how to do the flashy stuff. No one wants to do the drills that make them a good team. And that's along the lines of what we were talking about. Come up to the ad I was referring to, Warlock, the movie with Julian Sands. Julian Sands. Did he just pass away? Was he the guy in what was the TV show with the witches? Oh man, I remember Phantasm 1. I never saw 2. Phantasm 1 is freaky. That walking guy, the walking dude, when he walks by, what was it, the diner? And he's just walking and then he looks over. Man, that floating metal ball. Hey, Michael, you ever seen American Werewolf in London? Heart Matter says, hey, Heavenly Star, sorry to hear about the storms. I hope you are at home and safe. Every year since 29 has been better than the last. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. I am in the middle of the millennials. I am first stage Generation X, Gen X. Every once in a while, people come in and call me a boomer. I am not a boomer. My dad was just on the last end of the greatest generation. He was born in 27. 28 started the silent generation. Silent generation doesn't get enough credit. Now, the greatest generation really did do a lot. They suffered and brought us out of the Great Depression. They entered and won World War II. But the silent generation, they are the ones who brought about the civil rights movement. They brought about the greatest changes in the American social structure. Hellraiser is your favorite. And Driller. Never heard of Driller. Don't you also like Leprechaun? Thank you, Toy Pups. Oh, Julian McMahon. Thank you, Michael. Thank you for looking that up or for knowing it. Heavenly Source says my anxiety. You want to do it's kicking in. You want to do a little bit of easy breath work? Michael says love American Wolf in London. Me too. I saw it in the theaters. It says don't stray from the path. What was the movie with Nicole Kidman? It was a ghost story. That was scary. That was scary because it wasn't the leap out and get you type of scary. It was psychologically scary. Michael says I've seen it like 10 times. Michael, you ever seen what Sniper says? Don't stray from the path. Pip Up says I don't understand why there are so many peoples in the world. What's going on, Toy Pups? Someone being mean to you? I don't understand it either. And I really hope no one's ever been mean to you. Or no one has been mean to you today. You, my friend, certainly do not deserve it. Emily Star says, I don't like storms. I have a love and little frightening with wind, high wind. I mean, it's fascinating. I love hearing it, but man, I've been caught in some high winds when I was out running, far away from everything. Tipper says, what's your pleasure, Mr. Cotton? The box. Sniper says, to toy pups, so many lessons, not enough time. So many lessons. Words can break you down, but I'm beautiful in every single way. I will continue to be strong. So what's toy pups? What's going on? You want to come on up and talk about it? Hey, Heavenly Star, we're with you during the storm. We are here. We're keeping you company. Toy Pup says, yes, breath work, please. You got it. Toy Pup says, I must always remind myself that God has a plan for us and that this is part of my journey. We will do breath work. Let me read the last few comments here, and then we'll get started. Kat says, hey, Yogi, let's do breath work and maybe reading that you promised, hinted at promise, or maybe kind of That's the best single Yogi impersonation I've ever heard. That sounded uncannily like something that I would actually say. Flip Up says, great idea. All right, let's do it. Heart Matters says, guys, do you subscribe to Heart Matters? That's MT. Gen X is supposed to be in charge of the government for the last 15 years, but the boomers just refuse to give up the power. I would agree. I think that the millennials will step up before it happens for Gen X. It's a private yogi. I'd rather not. That's okay. I'm sorry. Hey, you don't need to be brave. Hey, Lady Sky. Flip-ups, you don't need to be brave. You just need to be yourself. You need to be safe. You need to be able to relax and feel comforted. You need to be comforted. There's a time for being brave. Hey, JR. JR, how are you feeling? There's a time for being brave. Sometimes just relaxing takes a great deal of bravery. Relaxing in the face of anxiety, huge bravery. Everything about anxiety tells you to get up and run. To take a breath, to take a conscious breath, that's bravery. So pups, don't ever kid yourself that you're not brave. We're gonna do Chandra Nodi breathing, which is mispronounced Sanskrit for moon breath, and it's a very relaxing breath. What we're gonna do is breathe in. Kat, how are you stuffed up wise? I know it's an odd question. Yours is also a lot better. Thanks for asking. How are you, Yogi? Doing pretty good. So the antibiotics have been working. Lady Sky says, I feel stressed out right now. Been busy all week. So Lady Sky, we're going to do some breath work. Cat is good. All right, that clears us for doing something specific. What we're going to do, I'm going to lead you into it. And when we're ready, just going to use the thumb. We don't need a fancy mudra. We're going to breathe in for a count of 4 through the left side. We're going to exhale for a count of 8 through the right side. Don't need to do the Ujjayi breath, although you can if you want. The Ujjayi breath is that gentle ha sound. Breathing in, if you guys can hear. Breathing out like I'm snoring. So it's going to look like this. I'm going to breathe in. I'm going to use my thumb to block the right side. Breathing in. Count of 4. I'm going to use my index finger. Very briefly. And then exhale through my right. Count of 8. The secret to extending the breath for a length of time isn't to blow out all the air. It's to extend it as if it's whispering from the nostril. When we use that Ujjayi breath, it helps us. It's a little bit of air, a little bit of air, a little bit of air. If you do not make it to my 8 count, don't worry about it. It's okay. The key is to extend the breath. So we're going to start with our eyes closed for just a moment. And we're going to do some progressive relaxation. First, what I'd like you to do is notice your breath as you breathe in through the nose. Let's take a conscious breath together. Breathing in through the nose and exhale through the nose. Nothing special about it. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Now allow that to continue without any thought. No need to think about it. The breath is coming and going completely on its own, automatic. Imagine that. Your life force, your energy, your prana is gifted to you without you having to even ask for it or think about it. The breath is simply happening, as are you, which is the ultimate state and sense of relaxation. You don't have to do anything to relax. And the more you try, the farther away you get. So we just relax like the breath. We're going to bring our attentions down to the toes. Just very briefly. Visualize the toes, let them go. Use your breath to consciously relax any part of the body that you're feeling some tension, some stress. Move up to your calves. Relax the calves. Your hips and your glutes, glutes being some of the biggest muscles in the body. Relax. Put a little bit of attention on the belly. Notice how relaxed it is as it moves in and out with the breath. Relax your hands, your upper arms, your shoulders. Using a breath to relax for relaxing the neck, easing any stiffness in the jaw. Our eyes are relaxed, closed. Forehead is serene. The entire body now is completely relaxed. We're going to take 3 breaths. We're going to do the physiological sigh, meaning we're going to breathe in through the nose, and then we're going to sip in air, and then we're going to release the breath through the mouth this time with a sigh, pursed lips. For however long it takes to expel that air. 3 times. You're breathing in nice and deep, filling the belly with air. Sip in air. And breathe. Relaxing even deeper. Stress and anxiety leaving with the exhalation. We breathe in one more time. Breathing in through the belly. Sip in air. And breathe. Completely relaxed. We got one more breath with the physiological sigh. Nice and deep. Sip in air. Sigh. Good. I'm going to count to 3, and we're going to start our first round of pranayama. We're going to breathe in through the left side, my count for count of 4, and then take your index finger, shift it, and block off your left, and breathe out through the right for count of 8. It's not complicated. I will guide you through. We'll begin on the count of 1, 2, 3. Thumb blocks the right, breathing in through the left for 1, 2, 3, 4, and shift, and breathe out through the right for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathing into the left for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the right for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In through the left for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the right for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In through the left for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the right for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In through the left for 1, 2, 3, 4. Out through the right 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In through the left for 1, 2, 3, 4. Out through the right 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In through the left for 1, 2, 3, 4. Out through the right 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In through the left for 1, 2, 3, 4. Out through the right for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Left for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the right 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathing in through the left for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out through the right 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and let the breath go. Let it return back to an easy, natural rhythm. Just sit here in the space that you created, doing absolutely nothing but being relaxed, at ease. And when you're ready, open your eyes. I'll see you in the chat. Hello, Lucy. Hey, Bud Files. Hey, Just Winsu. Just Winsu, I was talking about you a little earlier. Hey, Kayla. Kayla, thanks for popping in. What's up, Heavenly? Hey, Coffee Cake. Coffee Cake Love and Beach might be my all-time favorite channel name. Got bad anxiety. Well, you want to keep working with it? Well, 122, Michael. I'm not surprised it's going fast. Heavenly Star says Coffee Cake. Lucy says, Heavenly Star, sorry that you're dealing with that. We can try something different, Heavenly Star, that does not involve breath work. Let me know if you'd like to try it. It'll be a vagal nerve reset. Michael says, people really enjoy the wilderness explorations. Yep. I can see that, Michael. Lucy says, load of chemical. Kat says, hey, do you have that book around? They do have that book around. For our friends who are not religious, don't get turned off by the cover. As the author Parfrini mentions, that I will tell you what he mentions. I will read one little thing. Heavenly says, thank you. I just have very bad anxiety, these bad storms. Hey, Heavenly Star, do you want to do some exercises with me? Not workout exercises, but vagal uh, somatic practices that help make us comfortable in the body. It helps us ease anxiety. It doesn't use the breath. Sniper says, Eric, did you get to see the views in Sussex today from 40 feet up the pine tree? I didn't. Is it a video or were you live? What did I miss, Sniper? Oh, you were live. I'm sorry, but I have it up and I will check it out. Coffee Cake says, Heavenly, you're not alone. I've been feeling it too, like panic attacks. All right, Kat, before I read, actually, maybe read one thing and then we'll dive into it. I got to take my supplement too. Let it be clear that Jesus has no exclusive place or position in the Christ mind. Krishna, Buddha, Moses, Rumi, Lao, and many others are consciously joined with him there, or perhaps I should more accurately say here. If you feel more comfortable addressing yourself to Buddha or Krishna, please do so. Jesus will not be offended. Indeed, he will be pleased because you are following his teachings of non separation. You take my supplement. And hey, Rosie, guys, we're going to do a somatic journey. I'm going to throw everything at you. Last year, just over a year ago, we had one in my backyard, Heavenly Star. I definitely understand the anxiety. So, Heavenly Star, if you're watching, and anyone else who wants to join in, we're going to begin. Find that little V spot in the chest. At the bottom of that V spot, 4 fingers down. You got it? And then about a finger's width away, right about here, we're going to tap gently 21 times. Hey, super artist. You ready? Here we go. We're going to tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 times. It helps to begin to reset the vagus nerve. Now we're going to bring our arms up. We're just moving back and forth. We're giving ourselves a self caress. We're giving ourselves a hug. Anywhere you want, stop and literally squeeze. We'll focus on one arm and the other. You can put one arm under to give yourself a hug as you move along the other. On the other side. Just move. Put your hands together in the prayer position, called hand skating. Some people do this naturally when they're anxious. Very often when we're anxious, it starts fast, which is okay. But as the anxiety starts to ease, get a little bit slower. A little bit slower. So it's very light, skating along the hands. This alone is enough to ease your anxiety. Just this. Bring one hand to the heart center, center of the chest. Just circles. Do any of these as long as you need it, and after we're done, repeat any one that you find to be the most helpful. Whichever one feels the most helpful. You can go back. You find the hand skating, just go back to the hand skating. The last one that we're going to do is called the butterfly hug. Holding the arms in front, fingers right below the collarbone. Bilateral beats. Whatever pace feels comfortable, whatever pace you resonate with. As long as you want. We are going to do one more thing. And I said we weren't going to do breath work. Technically, this isn't breath work, but it involves the breath. It's one of my all-time favorite things in the world to do. Can you guys guess what we're going to do? This is another thing that when you're a little more anxious, you might be going fast. Absolutely fine. What we're doing is burning off the energy of anxiety, and it naturally begins to slow. Bilateral beats, calming effect on the mind, as well as the vagal nerve. Good night, Super Champ. Good luck on your deadlift. Here's our last thing. I do this all the time. Thumb up. We're going to very gently and easily blow on our thumb. Seems silly. It works amazingly for anxiety. Breathe in through your nose. Exhale on the thumb. Blow on the thumb. It's hard to blow on your thumb and be anxious at the same time. Feel the breath on the thumb. Hi, Abigail. In through the nose. Again, this is one of my all-time favorite things to do. You can turn this into a meditation. Feel the breath as it goes against the thumb. Think about how the thumb feels when you're blowing on it. And that's it. Go back to the thumb blowing whenever you need to. Deadlift, Super Champ, I would not argue with that. It's a true testimony of strength. Abigail, we didn't see Lee yet this evening. He's probably asleep by now. Oh, I know what you mean. Hold on, guys. My cat has infected me. I just sneezed. First time ever on a live stream. I'm glad I got that over with. Now I can relax. I've been holding that sneeze in for 2 years on a live stream. Now I can let it go. It's been done. Have I lost any subscribers? Have I lost any respect with you guys? Hey, Heavenly Star, you never need to apologize. Ever. Hey, that was a good tribute, Super Champ, for your friend. Separate says, truly no need, Heavenly. No, Heavenly Star. This is why I have a channel. Um, is to be a presence to help people if I'm able to. Sometimes it's enough just to be here, you know? Oh, bless you, Yogi, because of my sneeze. um, Super Champ says, I still can't believe that friend disrespected me in that way, but no matter, I may have lost a friend, but I gained something far better than I gained the start of my legacy. Oh, gotcha. So take your pick. You want to hear a little bit from Love Without Conditions, or, and we can do both. Which one you want to do first? You want me to read something from Dancing Molecules by some guy named Eric McCarty? I heard that Eric McCarty, I heard he's not even that good in yoga. Two-parter says, Love Without Conditions. You got it, my friend. So I read that first part about Krishna. All right. I'm going to read a little bit from the chapter that I read. The core issue. There is no other who is as hard on you as you are. Like our brothers and sisters, you suffer from a basic sense of inadequacy and unworthiness. You feel that you have made a terrible mistake, which will sooner or later be punished by humans in authority or by some abstract spiritual authority like God or karmic law. These unresolved issues of self worth are the conditions of your embodiment. In other words, you are here to work them out. Seeking someone special to provide the love your parents weren't able to provide will not help either. It just raises the temperature in the pressure cooker. Don't be surprised if the mate you choose is the perfect embodiment of the parent with whom you need to heal. You cannot come face to face with your own wounds. Parents, spouses, or children are all here to help you see your own need for healing, and you are performing the same function in their lives. We often don't think about that. Everything is all about our own healing, right? But we are supposed to be a healing force in someone else's life. The fact that we probably push someone's button, purposely or inadvertently, don't go out and do it. Don't say, I'm doing you a favor. I'm going to push your button because it's going to help you. No need to thank me for being an asshole. It just comes naturally for me. I'm a giver. I'm a giver. I'm giving of myself. Looking for unconditional love in a world of conditions must inevitably fail. Since all your brothers and sisters are acting out of shame based patterns, they cannot offer you the love you know that you deserve, nor can you offer it to them. Live in a world of conditions. And yet, here we're talking about unconditional love. How do we bridge that? The best you can do is raise each other's awareness of the love that is necessary and begin taking responsibility for giving it to yourself. Don't worry about others. Not yet. As the great sage, spiritual authority, Course in Miracles student and teacher, Cat and Jack might say, there are no others. That's why we don't worry about others. Give love to yourself and you naturally extend it to other people. Expect love from others, and guess what? You're always going to be placing conditions on it. Love is meant to be extended. The entirety of its purpose. We create through love. True creation is with love. If you do not take responsibility for bringing love to your own wounds, you will not move out of the vicious cycle of attack, defense, guilt, and blame. Your feelings of rage, hurt, and betrayal, all of which seem justified, will just fuel the fire of interpersonal conflict and continue to reinforce your conscious belief that you are unlovable and incapable of love. Every single aspect of any fear that we have stems from the belief that we are unlovable and incapable of love. And we gloss it over. Super Champ says, giving it to myself, but how do I do that? First, it begins with awareness. Be aware that you are love. Your most basic sense of self is one of love. Are you separate from your breath? Super Champ. You're breathing, right? It's not something that occurs outside of you. You don't have to go to the breath store and fill your cart with breath, pay for it, and then come back home and say, awesome, now I have enough breath for at least a week. It's given to you. It's gifted to you. When you wake up in the morning, you don't have to say, man, I better get up early because I have to make sure the sun is exactly where it needs to be to keep me from burning to a crisp, boiling the oceans, or it's too far away and we'll all freeze. You wake up in the morning and the sun is exactly where it needs to be every single day. You don't need to create a universe that is fine-tuned for you to be here. Just the right amount of elements of everything in perfect order. You don't have to arrange your particles to stick together. You don't have to do any of that. You don't have to kickstart your molecules. That all happens. How? Your love. Pure existence. Hi, Jessica. Pure existence. How can you deny that? You've been gifted existence. You've been gifted not only existence, but you're aware that you exist. Pure awareness without condition. I'm aware of everything in this room. I'm aware of this house. I'm aware of my neighborhood. I'm aware of my state. I'm aware of the country. I'm aware of my hemisphere. I'm aware of the world. I'm aware of space. Now, that's different than attention. My attention is not on my street unless I put it there, but I'm aware of all of it. DC says, I'm happy just being in the moment. So we start with that. Start with awareness. Be aware that you are loved because you've been given infinite gifts. If you want to step outside the vicious psychology of the world, you must stop the game of projection. I read that this morning. I immediately thought of our friend Squirrel Sniper because we've been talking quite a bit of projection and perception. Projection causes our perception. This game hides your unconscious death urge behind a facade of blame and conditional morality. It is ironic indeed that at the very instant at which you are proclaiming your innocence at your brother's expense, you are also reinforcing your own feelings of guilt and inferiority. There is no way out of the circle of blame but to stop blaming. Yet be prepared. This is another thing that reminded me of Sniper this morning. If you would step off the wheel of suffering, you must find that you aren't very popular. Those who don't join in the world's game of projection are very first to be attacked. If you learned anything from my life, this is the life of Jesus, by the way, you must have learned that. Anyone who would acknowledge his own fear without projecting it threatens the world games. Anyone who would own his murderous thoughts and seek to find their roots within consciousness threatens the moral fabric of society. Basically, hey, Rebecca, you are declaring your own internal and eternal innocence. The way you do that is by recognizing the innocence of others, except there are no others. Super Champ says, I understand and I find it impressive that you can explain all of that so eloquently. Well, thank you so much, Super Champ. Hey, Super Champ, you are an exceptional young man. Sorry, I stumbled over that. What, like 14 times in a row? So this will be the last part that I read. In human society, there is right and wrong. Those who do right are rewarded, and those who do wrong are punished. This is how it's always been. My teaching, the teachings of Christ, or Krishna, threatens this basic assumption. At the most superficial level, it challenges the idea that wrongs should be punished in the face of the call for retribution. I have stood and will continue to stand for forgiveness. At a deeper level, my teaching challenges the very idea that someone should be condemned by their behavior. If someone acts wrongly, it is because he thinks thoughts that are false. That's so important. People act the way they think. So if they are acting in ways that we don't like, if they're acting in ways that are contrary to uh, the ways of social engagement, because they have wrong thoughts, mistaken thoughts that need to be corrected, not punished. There's a reason why we have prisons, jail cells full of people who never get rehabbed, because we're not teaching rehabilitation, we're teaching punishment. As it says, unpopular. Bring that up in a dinner party and see how well that goes. But it is the way out. It's the only way out. What we're doing doesn't work as prisons just keep overflowing. It doesn't work because wars keep happening. It doesn't work because children keep starving. It doesn't work because people are still homeless. We're not doing the one thing that needs to be done, which is examining our minds, our thoughts, and changing our thoughts and helping others change their thoughts. A thought of love never harms. A thought of fear always harms. And you might say, "Why don't act upon it? How can it harm?" It's harming you because you're stuck in fear. Every bit of anxiety is caused by fear, fearful thoughts that aren't even happening or are based in the past. They're not happening now, and it's always right now. Jessica says, I'm trying to, but it's not as easy as it seems. It isn't. Can I make a suggestion, Jessica? Don't try. Relax. Jessica, you are a truly, truly wonderful, beautiful person. Such a loving heart. You're such a good friend. Don't try. Relax. Every once in a while, remind yourself that you are surrounded here by people who love you. Every once in a while, remind yourself that I love you. Without a single condition. Not a one. Not a single one. When you go in a cat's live stream, just push that join button and know that you are instantly loved. Know that cat loves you. Just know that cat loves you. I wanted to say know that cat loves you, and I wanted to put like a so much, but it's beyond. It's beyond that. Just know that cat loves you. Go visit Toy Pups and know that Toy Pups loves you. She will welcome you with such warmth, open heartedness. When you're hanging out with Super Champ, know that Super Champ loves you. Know that Lucy loves you so much. Know that Squirrel Sniper's got your back here. Squirrel Sniper shows up. I can do breath work and relax because I know Sniper's keeping everyone. No one's going to pop in and leave a rude comment. He's going to handle everything. Everyone should have a Sniper. Jessica says, wish my anxiety would have helped me relax, would let me relax. I can understand that. Could we work on it just a little bit? Just a little bit. We ease into it, Jessica. Super Champ says, let's say you're a boxer, and every time you step into the ring that you're afraid of your opponent or what might happen, and so much anxiety and what ifs, but going in despite that. It's interesting. Most boxers have learned how to manage that outer fear of being hurt. They know it's part of the game. But the inner fear that keeps them in that state of self-punishment is never confronted, ever. Pascal said all of man's troubles stem from his inability to be alone in a room. All of them. Because we're confronted, we're left with our own thoughts. Thank you, Lucy. So we never really, that's the thing, overcoming your fear. If you overcome your fear, then it doesn't come back. There's a difference between managing fear, managing a fear-based response, and getting over fear. Fear is the absence of love. We're talking psychological fear here. We're talking about the fear that we're not good enough, the fear that we aren't lovable, the fear that we aren't able to love, that we don't belong, the fear that will never, ever, ever be enough, will never measure enough in the eyes of those that we've given the power to judge. That's the fear we're talking about. So we're talking a different distinction of fear here. We're talking an internal, psychological, spiritual fear. The fear that keeps the world turning exactly the way it is, generation after generation after generation, through all of time. Yes, we've gotten technically more advanced. It's the same stuff though. Let's see. Heart Matter says, I was 35, the first time I spent over a week alone in nature without any electronics. It's a humbling experience being only in your own presence. Yes. I did that several times when I was young. First time Outward Bound with a 3-day solo, and then I extended it several times through the years. Absolutely right about that, Heart Matters. Well, we'll talk about that another time, Super Champ. There's another way of approaching all of that. There's a way of going through life without actually getting knocked down. Internally. This is the mindset of Viktor Frankl in a German concentration camp as his family was slaughtered. This is the mindset of Nelson Mandela, who ran marathons, literally 26.10 miles, in a jail cell. I don't remember how small that cell was. I could look it up. I'm not going to right now. But he knew when he got out. Viktor Frankl knew when he got out. If he hated those who knocked him down, if he refused to forgive, then he was still a prisoner. Nelson Mandela knew he would still be a prisoner if he didn't forgive. You see, in Zen, they say something different, Super Champ. You know the old saying, don't just sit there, do something. In Zen, it's the opposite. Don't just do something, sit there. Effortless action. Wu Wei, as they say in Taoism. And the Bhagavad Gita and yoga, they talk about acting without concern for the outcome of your action. All right. I'm going to go to bed. I talked longer than I thought I was going to. With a big thank you for Cat and Jack for recommending that I read from this book, asking me to read from this book. And for you guys for encouraging the breath work, for Super Champ coming in with the philosophy, as he always says. Again, Sniper, for being Sniper. Jessica, you have a good night too, my friend. Good night, Lucy. Lucy, I'm looking forward to Thursday. Lucy's going to be pulling cards again. Recharged, full of energy, full of love, giving it away. That's what Lucy does best. Lucy is a giver. So, pups, let me know if you want to talk tomorrow. Heavenly Star, I hope the storm has passed. And hey, Super Champ, good luck with your deadlift tomorrow. And I appreciate Rebecca stopping in. Anna, as always, Anna might be in bed. It's definitely late for her. But big love to you. And again, thank you, Kat. Oh, of course you're going to get it. I have no doubt. Jessica, no need to try to do better. Honestly, we love you. Brenda Snitchers, Super Champ. Love you guys.